Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So with the latest update 1.04, I wanted to make this video showing all the best incantations you guys should be using with the brand new update. We're going to be looking at lightning, different kinds of dragon incantations, flame, black flame, holy incantations for all the different builds you can do. So let's get started with the first few I want to have a look at. Alright, so first I want to take a look at all the lightning incantations that we can use like the dragons in the game. Now the first one is the Ancient Dragon Lightning Spear. Now this is actually a pretty cool one. It says that they decrease the FP and stamina cost, increase the cast speed and decrease recovery time. Also allows the caster to more easily withstand enemy attacks while casting. Now I'm going to be showing background of each one we're going to be talking about so you can get an idea of what you like and how they work. This one is pretty good. Next up is the Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. Now this is probably the most powerful one out of everything. They decrease the recovery time for this incantation, which is great. Now this one actually can one-shot a bunch of enemies and a bunch of bosses. I will leave a link down in the description for you guys to check out that I made a build with this. This is by far the most powerful incantation in the entire game. Lansax's Glaive. Now for this one they also decreased FP and stamina cost and also increased the cast speed and decreased the recovery time. Fortisak's Lightning Spear. They also decreased the FP and stamina cost and also increased the cast speed and decreased the recovery time. So most of these incantations I'm going to be showing you are basically just been buffed the exact same and they are just amazing, more than they ever were previously. So we're just getting better and better every time with these incantations. The same thing goes for the Frozen Lightning Spear, which is also pretty good. Now all the ones that I've showed you are all red lightning and stuff like that. So this one is a pretty different one. It is a Frozen Lightning Spear, which is pretty cool as well. Now there is one more lightning incantation that they buffed, which is the Death Lightning. Now this one just absolutely sucks. It looks really cool, but it's just terrible. They increase the duration of the death smoke. Honestly, it's quite bad. Next up, let's have a look at some of the Dragon Communion incantations that we can use. The first one up is Placidusax's Ruin. They decrease the FP and stamina cost and also the recovery time as well for this incantation. Definitely something you guys should try out because it's one of the cool looking ones in the game. I love it. Dragon Claw. They decreased the FP, stamina cost and recovery time and made it easier to cause enemies to flinch when charged. So this is going to come in very useful against tougher enemies. Dragon Maw decreased FP and stamina cost and recovery time and also increased the cast speed and made it easier to cause enemies to flinch as well. Definitely something that will come in handy just like the Dragon Claw. And finally we have Grail's Roar. They decrease the FP and stamina cost and also the recovery time for this incantations. So all of these are really unique and something you guys should try out, especially after the buff, and yeah, maybe you guys will enjoy them more now. Alright, for the next incantations I want to look at the Flame incantations. These are some of the most favorited because they are very powerful and some of them even got a damage increase. So first off we have O Flame. They increased the damage for this incantation. Giant's Flame Take Thee, one of the most powerful incantations in the entire game, also got a decrease in stamina cost. Flame of the Fell God. They decreased FP cost and increased the damage. Royal O Flame increased the damage and decreased the recovery time for this incantation, and also Burn O Flame increased cast speed and decreased recovery time. And that's pretty much it for these incantations. A lot of buffs here, pretty good. Go ahead and use them. They are very good. Here are some other ones you can use as well for Flame, but these are Black Flame. So we have Black Flame, increased damage, and the spell can now break enemies' guards more easily. Something special, and I don't really see a lot of people using Black Flame incantations. Scourging Black Flame. They decreased the FP cost and recovery time and also increased attack range and area of effect. A pretty big buff right there. And also we have Black Flame Ritual for the final one. They reduced the FP cost and increased the damage for this one. So for these we have a lot of damage increase in buffs because many people don't use them and they're really not that great before, but now some people might have their eyes on them. Which is why I'm making this video to show you the more spells and incantations you should try out maybe you haven't tried before. Alright, so the next few I want to talk about is some holy incantations. These are really good for those holy builds. They are all the same but a bit different as well. So the first one is Discus of Light. They decrease the FP cost and increase the damage and cast speed. Now Triple Rings of Light is just like the other one, but these are bigger and there's 3 of them. They increased the damage for this one. And finally we have Radagon's Rings of Light. Now this is an AoE one, and they decrease the FP cost, increase the damage and cast speed, and also decrease recovery time. Now again, like I said, these are pretty damn good, really powerful, and you can pair these up with the Halo Scythe that does the same thing for an amazing holy build, incantation build thing, whatever you want to do with those. It's a good one. Now for the next incantations, these are some beast incantations you guys can try out. Both basically have just got an increase to damage and recovery time. So the first one is Beast Claw, and this one's alright. And then there's another one, Gurang's Beast Claw, which is an even better one. This one got an increase in damage as well. So you can go ahead and try these if you really want to. They are decent. Now the next one, I've been really hoping that for this to get a buff, and that's Scarlet Ionia. This is the skill that Melania uses. This got an increased in cast speed and decreased recovery time, allows caster to easily withstand enemy attacks as well. So this one is actually really nice. It is an amazing looking incantation. You guys can go and try out. It is really cool. And to finish things off, we have some Madness Incantations. Now these basically just got an overall buff to just the majority of the Madness Incantations in both PvP and PvE. Pretty decent if you guys like using your Frenzy and your Madness build-up stuff. Go ahead and try some of these out. Alright, and that is pretty much it for this video. Now, like I said, there were a bunch of other different changes in this update. There's a bunch of different buffs and changes to weapons and different incantations and stuff like that. So if you guys want to check that out, I already did make a video showing the entire patch notes for everything. If you guys want to see some other incantations, maybe some that I haven't mentioned in this video, everything is in that video. It goes through from the start all the way to the finish, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this now. If you guys want me to make a video showing the top best weapons to use after this update, because there are a few different changes actually to some of the weapons. Some of them are very powerful now, some that you probably didn't even use before, and yeah, I probably will, because I normally make top 10 weapons and showcasing which have been buffed, which haven't, which ones to go for, some of the best weapons and stuff like that. I've already made videos like that in the past, so I probably will do that for tomorrow's video, and hopefully a day. I'll see you soon. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.